Hey everybody, it's Larry Luna with Team Luna Homes, powered by Cross Country Mortgage and brokered by eXp Realty. And today we're going to delve into a little bit deeper on the one-time close construction. Now, if you're unfamiliar or you didn't see my previous video, go check it out. We talk about a one-time close construction where you can combine the cost and purchase of land, the cost to build the home, combine them together into a single mortgage loan. So we're going to break it down a little bit more in detail today. Today we're going to talk about two things: closing costs, and we're going to talk about construction fees and the difference between the two that you're going to need on a one-time close construction loan. So we're going to start off with closing costs, which are basically your typical closing costs needed when you purchase any home. You're going to pay for whoever the title, escrow, or real estate attorney is that processes the transaction. They're going to set aside prepaids and impounds, right? So the lender's going to prepay your homeowner's insurance and your property taxes up to the due date. They're going to impound a certain amount, meaning they're going to take a certain portion and put it into a escrow or an impound account. And as you accumulate more and more into that account, when your property taxes or homeowner's insurance is due again, there are sufficient funds in there to pay it. Lender fees, which are typically related around processing and underwriting, or one or the other, or a combination of the both. And then if you decide to buy down your rate, keep in mind anybody can have any interest rate that they like. What the consumer has to understand is there is a cost for every single rate. The higher the interest rate, the cheaper the cost. The lower the interest rate, the more expensive the cost. So all of those plus your down payment is the cash you need to close, the cash you need to get keys at the end of your transaction. So these are closing costs, and these are not rolled into your loan amount, but these are set aside and are basically the cash total that you need to get your keys. Now, on the construction cost, there are fees that are related to the construction loan. Those construction management fee is a set amount based upon the cost to build the home. For Cross Country Mortgage, it's a 2% construction management fee, and that actually gets rolled into your loan. The next is a contingency fee or an emergency reserve fund. That's an additional 2%. That's part of the cost to build. That's set aside for any unexpected costs or expenses that pop up. Instead of asking you for additional money, you can delve into those contingency funds. And if those funds are not used, those are typically credited back to you in the form of a principal reduction where your balance is actually lowered. And the last thing is the interest only. So during the construction process, you are not obligated to make a payment. We have already accumulated or accounted for 12 months worth of interest that are rolled into your loan, meaning while the home is being built, no payment is being made, but once your home is completed, a certificate of occupancy is issued, and you actually occupy and move into the property, then the loan goes from a construction loan automatically into a mortgage loan. And all those interests that were charged are then basically taken and account for the finance loan during that construction phase. Now, you do have the option to exclude those. If you would rather pay those out of pocket, we can do that for you. We can exclude that out, and that's less of the money that is being rolled into your loan amount. But typically people will have that rolled into. And to give you an idea, we do prepay up to 12 months of interest based on the cost to build. However, let's say it only takes 7 months. Well, the unused 5 months of interest, again, like the contingency reserve, is credited back in the form of a principal reduction, and your loan balance is lowered. So construction fees are rolled into the loan, and closing costs are cash needed to get your keys at the end of the loan. One thing I want to kind of use as a general rule of thumb related to construction costs is you want to set aside about 10% of your cost solely for construction fees. That's 2% for the construction management fee or lender fee, 2% for the contingency or emergency fund fee, and about 6% for your interest-only payments that will be added into that. That totals about 10%. So if you're pre-approved for $400,000, and we're going to take 10% of that $400,000, that's $40,000. So now your pre-approved amount is really $360,000 because we've used 10% or $40,000 of that for your construction fees that are rolled into the loan. If you'd like to know more about this specific loan program, and we are one of the few lenders that has access to this loan product and actually service it. Out of our particular branch, we're about 60 to 70% of one-time close construction loans. So we do these a lot. So we're a lot more familiar than, say, a local bank that does a land loan, then closes, then does a construction loan, then closes, then refinances to get into a mortgage loan. We combine all of that into one. And if you'd like to know more, I would encourage you to please reach out, schedule your one-on-one, no obligation phone consultation. Use the link below, and we can talk specifically about what it would take to get you into your new construction home using a one-time close construction loan product. Hope this information was helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.